Hi, my name is Cristiano Nogueira. I'm the author of Rio For Partiers, a travel guide to Rio de Janeiro. I wrote this travel guide back in 2003 when Rio really needed a travel guide that was visual, up to date, and had all the other things that regular travel guides didn't cover. That was the philosophy back then, and is still the philosophy for Rio For Partiers today. We've been updating it every year. As obviously there's restaurants and clubs and tours that close and new ones that show up and new ones that emerge, and we've been always selecting the coolest things for you to do in Rio de Janeiro. What makes Rio For Partiers different from other travel guides is that, first of all, we cover a lot of the nightlife in Rio de Janeiro. We cover a lot of food also. I'm a big foodie. Everywhere I travel, I really focus on giving a lot of attention to local foods, the supermarket, the street foods, the fruits, everything that's regional. And that's something we've covered a lot in Rio For Partiers. We cover everything you should be buying in supermarkets, at fruit fairs, at produce markets, on the streets, everything you should be drinking, and the desserts, local, regional desserts that are different from the rest of the world. We cover a lot of nightlife, which means that for every day of the week, we'll explain to you what you could be doing depending on your mood. So in other words, if it's a Monday night and you had a long day, maybe you feel like just chilling, and finding a lounge or a bar to enjoy a few drinks. So we have for every day of the week. So we have a lounge option. We have a street party in case you want to just have cheaper drinks, on the street, and that's something that's very common in Brazil, as every day it's relatively nice, so you can be hanging around outside bars or in a square or a street corner where people hang out and socialize. Obviously, we cover clubs, which is also a major thing, one of the big things to be doing in Rio. But most importantly, we cover a lot of the live music that Rio has. And every day of the week there is live music around Rio, and we'll explain to you exactly where you can go to hang out with locals, enjoy real Brazilian live music, and just have a blast every day of the week. From the first edition, now obviously it was 13 years ago, so I was 13 years younger, and back then my lifestyle was more of a partier. Nowadays I'm married, in my 40s. I really enjoy other things in life, and those are the things I'm covering nowadays in the Rio For Partiers, but obviously still keeping all the party content up to date, so that you can enjoy Rio in whichever way you think will be more appropriate for you. Alright, so let's talk about all the benefits for Rio For Partiers. The first one is that we update it every year. The second one is that we get you discounts all over Rio and all the cool places around Rio. So freebies and discount we've bargained for you. We have free caipirinhas in the restaurants we recommend around Rio. We have day option tours, discounts for the tours, so you get 20 off on cooking lesson, 10 off on the soccer tour, 10 off on stand-up paddle, 30 reais off on the hang gliding. So these are roughly 10 to 15 or sometimes 20% discounts. Nightlife, you get either you can cut in line, or you get free drinks, at the different clubs and bars in Rio. Another major benefit that you get from buying a copy of Rio For Partiers is that you get our Portuguese audio course. It's called Portuguese for Tourists, and in 59 minutes you'll learn all the basic essential nouns, Portuguese nouns, and that's our angle. Our method of teaching language is noun-based. In other words, you don't need to learn whole sentences or verbs or prepositions, adjectives. You just need to learn the nouns, and in most situations, just by saying the name of the noun, you can communicate or at least request stuff. And that's how you can get by. Hang around in Rio, if you learn maybe 30 of these words, you can get by quite comfortably. Another quick benefits, we came up with a quick view, Rio Nightlife Quick View. So that's basically, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then clubbing, street party, live music, and chilling. We have some nonverbal communication methods. So this is actually way faster than learning to speak Portuguese. These apply for most throughout Brazil and most of Latin America. Another benefit is obviously we have a travel guide like most travel guides have, where we talk about, give a general idea. We talk about what, things that you should do, suggestions of places, or explain the neighborhoods. And that's something most travel guides don't do it like we do it, but we explain, what the benefits of staying in Ipanema are like and where all the conveniences are. South Copa, North Copa. A few tips on what to bring. This is all general and pretty standard for most travel guides. We talk about safety. Things, some essential things that you need to get. Try to make it as visual as possible. Some beach tips. Rio is a big beach culture city. So getting familiar with everybody's been to a beach, but knowing Brazilian beach culture is a different thing. So this is what we cover over here. Getting around in Rio, fashion crimes. This is more of a humorous, funny chapter, but it's still essential. What's the deal with is our chapter on typical questions that most foreigners ask their tour guides when they're walking around in Rio, which are basically asking about weird things that they notice. Then we start talking about day tours, where we start explaining all the different things essential things you should be doing on the first few days in Rio. So like sitting on Ipanema Beach is a must. And we explain exactly where you should go, so where to get your sunga, which is your swimming trunks or bikini, where to get a breakfast and to have an açaí and a pastel, then exactly where to sit at the beach, what to eat at the beach, and all the things that you should do during and then after the beach. Obviously, we cover all the major attractions in Rio. We also have adventure sports, so all the crazy activities you could be doing in Rio, like hang gliding, scuba diving. Rio's a perfect city, to be doing most of these. Rio has it all. Has beaches, has ocean, has mountains, forests, and so most of these activities this is the place to be doing them. Then we talk about cultural side of Rio and cultural tours. And also we talk about what to do on a rainy day in Rio. And that's a big one, because when it rains, most Cariocas just hide. They're not used to water. Most of them are made of Alka-Seltzer, so they have to hide. So, what to do in Rio when it's raining. So then we have a couple of ideas, which are much better than just going to a shopping mall. So we can do various foodie tours, like chocolate tasting, fruit tasting, or a cooking class. You can also do a photo hunting. And we talk about pub crawls. Different pub crawls around Rio, some shopping ideas, so that when you go shopping, you don't spend the whole day shopping. You just go into a shopping mall and you get exactly what you need, and you're out of there in 15 minutes. Talk about fashion. We talk about pampering options, for those who would like to just spend half a day or a full day in a spa. We cover the big, famous Brazilian musical styles. Which is, samba, chorinho, pagode, funk, Brazilian funk, which is not related to American funk. We have MPB, and we have forró, bossa nova, and obviously Brazilian rock. Then over here for your planning, depending on the time of year you're coming, you can check out our yearly events, and these are things that are going on around Brazil, and some of them are pretty big, so they're worth coming to Rio and then getting on a plane and going to that event and then coming back to Rio. New Year's Eve is a big thing in Rio. Carnival is the biggest thing in Rio. And then we get to the nightlife, where we divide each day of the week. So this is a Sunday. These are all Sunday options. We have clubbing, live music, street party, and chilling. So every day of the week we do that. Monday, clubbing, live music, street party, and chilling. And so we give you 4 options for every day of the week, depending on your mood. So this was one of the innovative chapters in Rio For Partiers a few years back when we launched. We cover gay tour, gay options, gay places, and just all the GLBT options for Rio. Also, and all the hangouts. Then we talk a lot about Brazilian food. We explain what the churrascaria and the feijoada, which are the 2 essential foods that you must eat on the very first few days once you're in Rio. We talk about lunch places, and then we talk about our favorite restaurants that we think are the ideal places for everybody who's coming to visit Rio. Rio has all kinds of cuisine, but these are the ones that we really recommend everybody visit, all foreigners visiting Rio, that they should experience. So we covered that few places. Then we talk about all the other stuff you should try. This is where the foodies get really excited because this is the street foods that we recommend. These are all Brazilian common street foods, bar foods, desserts, all the stuff you can buy at supermarkets and enjoy. Drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, and all the fruits. Then we talk about what to do near Rio. Rio has a lot of destinations nearby, all within 3 hours or less. So for instance, we take Rio de Janeiro's over here, Búzios, which is a party town, which is basically the Cancun of Brazil, is over here. Ilha Grande, tropical, extremely tropical island, very beautiful, great for those who want to get away and just enjoy the outdoors. Paraty, extremely historic, just as much as Petrópolis, you know, so these two are more cultural and more for couples. This is more for adventurers, and these are for the partiers. So we explain how to enjoy, what, you know, how to plan, and how, you know, quick decision maker. We explain over here exactly, you know, whether you think you'll enjoy it or not. Some honeymoon places, and we talk about the rest of Brazil. So Brazil has a lot of destinations within it. It has actually 130 destinations, and we cover 6 of these. You know, so we have Salvador in Bahia, major destination, Pantanal. This is where you'll get to see most of Brazil's fauna up close. So you'll get close to caiman alligators, capybaras, all kinds of birds. You know, Bonito's right next door, also another beautiful place. Natal is the northeast. It's one of the many destinations in the northeast of Brazil, and you know, warm waters, beautiful beaches, the Amazon. Then we sign off with some other chapters and articles that we think are interesting and we can fit throughout the book, just because they're general about Brazil and not regarding your tour in Rio. So we also have, let's pull this out. In the Rio For Partiers print edition, you also get a Rio big map, which is this map over here that you can carry in your pocket, and get a, you know, all the places we recommend are highlighted, pointed out over here. You also get a 360 photo from Sugarloaf and another one from Christ the Redeemer statue. Also that you can cut out and put it in your office, make it look even nicer with this beautiful scenery. This is free. We also have my very first Portuguese cheat sheet. So in other words, how to pronounce toilet. Banheiro, right? So then we have banheiro, carro, loja, shopping, and so on. So this is something you can tear out over here. So you can carry this and you take this in your pocket. These are also very useful to carry in your pocket because these are emergency contacts for all situations. So why not carry this? And street price guide. Are you feeling like you're getting ripped off by Brazilians or Cariocas? Check this out. See if, you know, if you're paying more than 3 to 5 on the street for a Coca-Cola, you're paying way too much. If you're paying less, you're getting lucky, or it's not a real Coke. Another thing for you to carry in your pocket. So, back. These are also... Okay, so you can take these and tear them up and get free stuff around Rio. Just from this, you can probably save around 300 to 400 reais during your 1 week stay in Rio. This book will make sure that you enjoy every single moment of your stay in Rio. And these will make sure you stay out of trouble and you don't overspend or get ripped off. And this is so that you can know exactly where to go and where you are at any point in time. Rio For Partiers is available for 23 bucks. For 23 bucks, your trip to Rio, in which you probably spent around 2,000 bucks, will be the best trip of your life. That's what we try to offer all our readers over here with the content in Rio For Partiers.